There comes a moment in every life when the noise of the world grows so loud that it begins to drown out the voice inside you. This is where real strength is tested. Paul Washer reminds us that true transformation begins when you stop chasing the approval of others and start focusing on the work that God is doing within you. Silence is not weakness. Silence is discipline. It is the posture of a heart that no longer depends on applause, but seeks purpose with clarity and purity. When you learn to focus only on yourself and remain silent in the chaos around you, you discover a strength that the world cannot shake and a direction that no distraction can steal. Your silence is not the absence of strength, it is the beginning of it. When you choose to hold your tongue and guard your thoughts, you step into a place where distractions lose their power over you. There is something deeply powerful about a person who no longer feels the need to defend themselves or impress the world. You start to understand that growth does not happen in noise. Growth happens in the quiet places where your heart wrestles with truth and your spirit learns to stand firm. In that silence, you begin to hear what truly matters. When you protect your growth with silence, you protect the work that God is shaping inside you. Not everyone deserves access to your thoughts, and not everyone will understand the path you are walking. Some people speak only to interrupt your progress, and some speak only to pull you out of your direction. This is why silence becomes your shield. It keeps your eyes from wandering and your heart from being influenced by empty opinions. It allows you to move with purpose instead of reacting to every voice around you. In silence, you become stronger than the noise that tries to weaken you. There is a kind of growth that only happens when you stop explaining yourself to the world, when you stop announcing your goals and start living them, when you stop seeking approval and start seeking discipline. Silence trains your character in ways that loudness never can. It makes you more aware of your weaknesses and more intentional about your progress. The more you embrace silence, the more you discover that real strength is quiet and real transformation is hidden before it is revealed. Silence is not your escape. It is your preparation. You cannot live a strong life while constantly watching the path of others. The moment you start comparing your progress with their achievements, you weaken your own purpose. God did not design your journey to match anyone else, and He did not call you to compete for the attention of the world. When you focus only on your own path, you begin to see the clarity that distraction was hiding from you. You learn to move with intention instead of insecurity, and you find a confidence that does not depend on applause. Your life becomes yours again when your focus returns to your calling. There are people who speak loudly but walk with no direction, and if you are not careful, their voices can mislead your steps. You cannot build a disciplined life by listening to opinions that change every moment. Growth demands consistency, and consistency requires focus. When you place your attention entirely on your progress, you strengthen the foundation of your character. You begin to understand that every small improvement matters, and every quiet effort shapes your future. The world may not see your discipline, but God sees it, and He honors it. The more you focus on your own journey, the more unnecessary weight falls away. You stop seeking approval and start seeking transformation. You stop worrying about who is ahead or behind and start caring about who you are becoming. This is when your life begins to rise. This is when your direction becomes clear. And this is when you realize that the path God designed for you is powerful enough on its own, and it never needed the comparison of others. Stay focused and stay faithful, because everything you are building in silence will soon speak for itself. There is a deep strength that rises in a person who learns to stay silent in moments when the world expects a reaction. Discipline in silence does not mean you are weak. It means you are choosing to let wisdom guide you instead of emotion. Every time you hold back a careless word, you are shaping your character in a way that loudness never can. Silence teaches you to pause before speaking and to think before acting. It gives you the space to understand what truly matters instead of being ruled by temporary feelings. In that discipline, you begin to discover a stronger version of yourself. When you refuse to let provocation control your voice, you step into a level of self-mastery that many never reach. People who react quickly often regret deeply, but those who stay silent gain clarity. Silence is not empty. It is full of patience. It is full of strength. It trains you to respond instead of react, and to act with intention instead of impulse. This kind of discipline builds a foundation that no storm can shake. It prepares you to stand firm when life becomes difficult and to remain steady when others fall apart. The discipline of silence becomes a lifelong weapon when you learn to use it wisely. It protects your peace. It guards your purpose. It keeps you from entering battles that are not yours and from wasting energy on conversations that do not deserve it. In silence, you learn to trust God more than your own emotions, and you learn to wait for the right moment instead of rushing out of fear. This discipline shapes a maturity that cannot be taken from you. Stay silent, stay steady, stay strong, because your quiet strength will one day speak louder than any noise around you. In the end, your strength will not be measured by how loudly you spoke, but by how faithfully you stayed focused and how patiently you guarded your growth. When you choose silence over noise, you choose wisdom over impulse and purpose over distraction. When you keep your eyes on your own path, you step into the life God designed specifically for you, and you stop being pulled in every direction by the world. And when you discipline your heart to respond with calmness and clarity, you become a person who cannot be shaken by opinions or circumstances. Walk forward with focus, protect your peace, let your silence carry the strength that your words no longer need to prove.